I love WanGong very, very much. This area, and particularly the high elevation areas in WanGong, have something really, really unique, which is the combination of a very smooth feeling with the texture that you can only find in Xinshoubanna and in Yiwu, but it's smooth like some teas that you might find at very high elevation in Lianchang. This is really, really rare and doesn't happen almost anywhere else. And WanGong teas, especially once they age, really, they can be called to be the heart of pu'er. There is the Yiwu State Protected Forest, the Yiwu Goyolin, and then we got Laos on the side. WanGong is the name of a village, and particularly the name of the area around the village. And for the last 20 years, teas made from this area, they're great. We've been trying quite a lot of them. And there are like marked mini areas in there, like Bohatang and Fengwanwo are very famous ones. And then there's others, Zhangjiawan, for example, there's other names, but the WanGong area roughly includes this, up until the border to Laos. There is one significant problem. They are getting more and more overpicked. And as a result, the teas they're not as magic as they used to be. It's really dawning on me that when I drink the aged ones, it's not just that they're better because they age, but they had something better. They had more of this forest character and strength. For example, this tea I'm drinking right now, I've already had maybe 7-8 steeps. I'm doing pretty short steeps still. And it's still really, from a taste point of view, it's really rich, sticky. And it really conquers your taste buds in your mouth. From the second cup, I could feel it just like in my mouth, just tastes of this tea. Yeah, and even now, on a very short steep, I'm gonna do a long one as well for comparison, but on the short steep, number 8, still it's sweet, and it's very, very smooth. There's very, very little astringency. It's not disturbing the mouth at all. And yet the flavor is everywhere. This is, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most unique and satisfying profiles in pu'er. It's just this lovely, comfortable hug from grandmother sort of feeling. And at the same time, unlike a lot of Lianchang tea, it's also got quite a lot of power to it. It's got this forest strength. Well, the good news is, this tea is actually 2026. This is actually our new original WanGong. Not everywhere has been overpicked, and particularly on the sides of, on the border between Yiwu and Laos. There are still some, because of geographical reasons, it was kind of hard to go on the other side. And then there were processing issues, as in people from Laos didn't know how to process up until some time ago. Even now, arguably, the processing skills are not quite the same. But the tea, is the continuation of the same forest. And it's not being overpicked nearly as much. So if in WanGong, these days we have very little areas and very little trees that have not been overpicked quite a lot, because now it's been 20 years that this area is quite famous. That's a long time. 15, 20 years now. But tea like this, we can still make. And I don't know for how long, because obviously now that as soon as people realize this tea still has the traditional WanGong character, while most of Yiwu WanGong on the Yiwu side, on the Chinese side, does not. Of course, it will get overpicked as well in time. However, for the time being, we made a quite significant production of this tea. You can see that it's got the Research Institute tag. So this is an effort that we make to preserve the original character of WanGong before it's lost to time. Already the smell of the dry leaf is really, really strong, but it's not as strong of the perfume that in a Pulong, but it's as strong of having a lot of substance. Wow. Show you the cake. Here's this beauty. As usual, as you know, the age of trees is very hard to say, but this is what people will say is between 500 and 800 years old, depending on who you ask. Somebody might tell you thousands, somebody might tell you tens, who knows. But 500 and 800 is what most experts seem to agree on. As a reminder, people cannot really tell the age of trees, and if you see an age of trees stated as a certain number, usually you can think it's probably half or a third of that. Wow. Yeah, the feeling of purity, like the smell, this very concentrated, pure aroma that doesn't stop in the nose, and that really translates when you drink it as well. It's really, really pure. This is given from two things. One is the pristine environment, so the trees are very extra tall. For us, extra tall means at least 15 meters. For most people, sometimes they say Gauguin when it's 5 meters. Anyway, 15 meters up, the oldest trees in the garden, and also they've not been overpicked. And a matter of fact, so far they've only been picked once a year, which is pretty good. This is a stronger steep. Yeah, despite being steep number 9, 10, something like that, I lost count. This will probably last me 15 more. It's very, very usual that it lasts longer than I have patience to drink. Yeah, thick. It's like this sticky, thick, rich feeling that, in most teas that have been overpicked, this maybe a cup number 6, it would already have been lost and it wouldn't have been as strong. In general, what this is. Anyway, I'm really, really, really happy with this tea, and I think you will be as well.